Where is it? Brazil is the largest country in South America and covers nearly half of the entire continent. It is almost as large as the entire United States. The western half of Brazil shares a border with many smaller countries. These countries include Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, and Uruguay. To the east of Brazil is the Atlantic Ocean. The country's coastline is more than 7,400 kilometers, 4,600 miles long. The capital of Brazil is Brasilia, which is located near the middle of the country. However, Brasilia wasn't always the capital. The larger city of Rio de Janeiro, located on the east coast of the country, was the capital until 1960. The government decided to build a new capital city farther inland. Although it is still new, Brasilia is growing quickly. More than 2 million people live and work there. Many people work for the government, since the city is Brazil's political center. People. More than 200 million people live in Brazil, and 8 out of every 10 people live in cities. The country has several large cities, including Sao Paulo, the largest city in South America. Many people in Brazil work in service industries, such as construction, banking, education, and healthcare. Large hotels and restaurants line many of the country's beaches, providing work for people living along the coast. Other Brazilians work in factories, making cars, airplanes, and steel. Many of these factories are located around Sao Paulo. In the countryside, people work in mining and farming. Brazil is a leading producer of minerals such as iron ore, tin, and even gold. Brazil's farmers grow much of the world's coffee on huge plantations. They also grow oranges, cassava, and soybeans. Some farmers raise hogs and chickens, and ranchers raise cattle. Football. Many Brazilians enjoy watching and playing soccer, which they call football. Brazil has won the World Cup, the world's largest soccer tournament, more than any other country. The country's most famous soccer player, Pelé, is known around the world. Pelé led his team to victory in the World Cup in 1958, 1962, and in 1970. Brazilians come from many different backgrounds. Some are descended from the native peoples who first lived there. Others are descendants of people from Angola, the Congo, and other African countries, who were enslaved and brought to Brazil to work on plantations and in mines. Many others are descended from people who came to Brazil from faraway countries such as Portugal, Spain, Germany, and other places in Europe. In fact, Brazil was a colony of Portugal for 300 years, and the main language in Brazil is Portuguese. Land. Many rivers flow through Brazil, making the soil rich and good for growing crops. However, one river clearly stands out. The Amazon River is one of the widest and longest rivers in the world, flowing for at least 6,400 kilometers, 4,000 miles, through northern Brazil. Its waters feed the vast Amazon basin, which covers nearly half of Brazil and about 7 million square kilometers, 3 million square miles. The largest tropical rainforest in the world, the Amazon rainforest, is also located here. Brazil is so large that it includes 5 main regions. The landforms in each region are so different that they are like separate countries. The north and southeast regions include highlands. In the north, the Guiana Highlands consist of steep mountains and deep valleys. In the southeast, hills and low mountain plateaus make up the Brazilian highlands. Brazil's long east coast makes up another region. It includes beautiful sandy beaches, which are some of the main attractions for tourists visiting the country. The Pantanal is located in central Brazil. It is one of the world's largest freshwater wetlands and extends for thousands of miles around the tributaries of several different rivers. History. The first known people who lived in Brazil were native peoples such as the Guarani and Yanomami. Different groups of native peoples still live in the rainforests and along the banks of the Amazon River today. In the early 16th century, Portugal conquered Brazil. The Portuguese enslaved many native people and forced them to work on huge sugarcane plantations. Later, they enslaved people in Africa and brought them to work on coffee plantations and in diamond and gold mines. In 1822, Brazil became an independent country ruled by an emperor. Slavery ended in 1888. In 1889, the emperor at the time was forced by the military to step down, and Brazil became a republic. In a republic, the people usually choose their leaders. But this didn't always happen in Brazil. Instead, the people were often led by dictators. After much turmoil, the country became a democracy in 1985. Celebrations. Many holidays in Brazil are religious in nature. Most Brazilians belong to the Catholic faith, a religion that was brought to Brazil by the Portuguese. However, because Brazilians come from many different backgrounds, religious customs of other groups, such as Native and African peoples, are also followed. Carnaval is the largest and most popular holiday in Brazil. It is a 4-day celebration leading up to Lent, which is the 40-day period in which Catholics prepare for Easter. During Carnaval, people crowd into Brazil's streets for parades and dancing. Many people wear elaborate costumes with masks and headdresses. Animals. Brazil is home to the widest variety of life on Earth. The Amazon rainforest provides a home to more animals and plants than any other environment in the world. Colorful birds, such as the toucan, live there, as well as jaguars and ocelots. Slow-moving sloths hang from trees, and giant anacondas slither along the forest floor. Many different types of monkeys swing from the trees. In the Amazon River, meat-eating fish called piranhas hunt in groups of 100 or more. Large manatees swim through the water. Other parts of Brazil, such as the Pantanal wetlands, also include unique animals. Storks and herons build nests in the Pantanal's trees. Colorful parrots, such as the blue and yellow macaw, fly overhead. Deer and jaguar roam the land. Giant anteaters also live in the Pantanal. Sadly, some animals in the Amazon rainforest and the Pantanal could disappear from Earth forever. Every year, trees are cut down for timber and to clear land for farming. As a result, animals like the jaguar and the golden lion tamarin, a type of monkey, are losing their habitat. Many organizations are working together with the Brazilian government to keep this from happening. Conclusion. Brazil is a country filled with life. The Amazon rainforest teems with more living things than anywhere else on Earth. The people in the cities and countryside have vibrant celebrations unlike any other. From its land to its animals and people, The vast country of Brazil has many things to learn about and explore.